Hello. So, as you can probably tell from my accent, I'm an American, but I'd like all of you to relax because I left my gun at home tonight. So, a lot of you probably see in the news, a lot of the shootings, and it's really scary. Now, it's a very small percentage of the population happens to America, but it's always scary. And it got me thinking that if I had to get shot anywhere, I'd want to get shot in church, because if you think about it, you're probably going to get to go straight to heaven. I mean, if you believe in it, it seems like the best place to get shot. I mean, I can just imagine if you were a Christian, it would be something like God would be, yes, I see, okay, here, give AIDS to some children in Africa, keep the Palestinians and the Israelis from getting along, can't have that. Oh, here's some poor villages in Asia, let's flood them. Wait, a part of America where they didn't believe they needed gun laws and now a shitload of people got killed? Well, they could come right up. You can just imagine, though, if you get to heaven, it's going to be really nasty, because, you know, most people be like, oh, what'd you get for? Car accident? What about you? Cancer? What about you? I'm a martyr. All the other guys in heaven, I hate those Emmys. They always suck. I died in the name of God. So yeah, it would probably really suck. You'd have to deal with all these martyrs. Now, I understand that joke was a little dark, but on a lighter note, I know a singer who suffers from anorexia. I'm just kidding, he's morbidly obese. So, Madrid, I really like here. I've lived in a lot of places that are really different. One of the places I lived that was more interesting was New York City. And New York's really fun because a lot of other cities, you come here and they have, you know, the garbage people picking it up, or if you go to like Scandinavia or Germany, you can see the city from the plane it reflects, and New York doesn't believe in that shit. It's one of the greatest cities. You can just see people walking, yeah, this sandwich sucks. All day long, people are just like, hey, this garbage can hasn't been kicked over in 20 minutes. Clink. I had a friend from Holland, I was trying to tell him how dirty the subways were. He's like, oh, Shawn, there was one time in Amsterdam, I saw a rat. One time, I saw a rat. If you go to like the subway in New York, you can see like little rat cities. They got like a business district, the residential area, whole families. But probably one of my favorite New York experiences, I was seeing this girl and she had to fly back to Europe. So another friend of mine, Amanda, she called me and said, hey, come uptown to hang in my apartment. Now her apartment, I later found out, was in East Harlem. Now above 110th Street, New York, you hit Harlem. Now it's pretty nice, but if you go to the east, it's not very nice. So I agree to it and I get on the train and I suddenly realize I'm going to East Harlem, not West Harlem. Now I get out of the train and I'm looking around and I'm like, hey, wait a second. Just because you're Mr. White, college boy, you know, just because people are poor doesn't mean you should judge anyone. Then I heard glass breaking and someone screaming. So there's no cop cars. If you go anywhere in Manhattan below 110th, there's at all times cop cars. There's none. I keep walking by, street lights are knocked out, I'm like, hey, just because it's poor doesn't mean it's bad. Just because poor doesn't mean it's bad. I walk past, there's an entire building out. Just the whole building is dead of power. I go past another building, there's about 15 guys, 20 guys, they're all just like, you know, having a beer, playing, you know, shooting some dice, just like chilling with their friends. I walk by, everyone. Hey, yeah, it's a pretty good night. So I get to my friend's house finally. I go up the steps. There's red footprints walking away from the steps. I go to the elevator. There's a big puddle of red. I decide to take the stairs. I get to my friend's floor. There's a big police band on the other side of the floor. So I'm beating her door. She opens the door, holding a stiletto knife, and tells me, come in. Just like, what happened? Somebody got shot an hour ago. Why? They pissed somebody off. She starts to, I'm like, do you like to live in this neighborhood? I mean, is this just like, oh no, this is much better than where I lived before. I'm like, where did you live before? Baghdad? So probably one of the other really fun places I got to live was right outside Washington, D.C., this area in Northern Virginia. Now, it's a pretty cool place, but it's just there's a lot of really weird things. The town I settled in was the town of Manassas. Now, I should have realized this maybe wasn't the cultural mecca of America because the town's name begins with the words man-ass. A lot of urban sprawl there. It's really fun because it's the first place I ever had a chance to take a drive for 40 minutes in order so that I could go walk. And a lot of the people there like to be armed because the National Rifle Association is headquartered in the next town over. So one of my first gun experiences is I'm going to get some eggs. So I go to the supermarket, I'm in the dairy section, I am reaching for the eggs, and I see another gentleman reach for the eggs size and has a 45 in his waist for some reason. So I'm just like, holy shit, that's a gun. What's the matter with you, boy? You don't let me expecting my Second Amendment rights? Yeah, but it's just, you know, we're in a supermarket. I know. That's why I brought the gun. Okay, sir, but there's a dairy section here. I'm really not sure I'm getting the logic. Well, I'm buying eggs. Okay. What if they hatch? So, what else did I leave you with? A few days ago, I was chilling at Dominic's house and we were all eating Brazil nuts, and one of the people in our group said, "You can't eat Brazil nuts. They're radioactive." And we're like, this is a load of crap. But then some other people were like, no, I heard they're radioactive. So we went to the most definitive source to verify information, Wikipedia. Yes, Wikipedia, the same web page where you can find out about the bubblegum tree, tentacle porn, and any other lovely topic you'd like. We decided to find out about the Brazil nut. So what it turns out is the Brazil nut actually is radioactive because the roots of the tree go down so deep that it hits naturally occurring radium, which, as a result, causes these trees are over 160 feet tall. Now this made me really excited because it meant that, since I was a comic book fan, we finally have a superorganism fueled by radioactivity. Yes! And since I was a big comic book fan, it gave me a great idea. What I did was a couple weeks ago, I got a whole bunch of spiders, and I've been feeding them nothing but Brazil nuts, and this weekend I'm going to try to see if they'll bite me. Thank you very much, Shawn Barron.